The Lord said to Job, I am God Almighty. Do you still want to argue with me? You say that I have done wrong things. Now you must explain what you mean. Then Job answered the Lord and said, I am a silly man, and I cannot reply you properly. I put my hand over my mouth, and I will not say anything. I have said too much already. There is nothing more that I want to say. Then the Lord spoke to Job out of the storm. And this is what he said, stand up and be brave. I will speak to you and you must answer me. You think that I am not fair to you? And you think that you are always right? But you are not as strong as I am. And your voice is not as loud as mine is. If you were like me, you could put on lovely clothes, and you could show everyone how beautiful you are. You could show everyone how angry you can be. People think that they are very clever. You could show them that they are not so clever. You could do that, Job, if you were like me. And when you find them, you could kill bad people too. You could bury them all in the ground. You could send them to the place where dead people go. If you can do these things, then even I will praise you. Then I will agree that you could save yourself. Look at the great animal. I made it, and I made you. It eats only grass like a cow. But how strong its legs are, and how powerful its stomach is. Its tail is as straight as a tall tree. His legs are thick and they are strong. Its bones are as strong as bronze. Its back legs and its front legs are as strong as an iron. I have not made anything bigger or better than great animal. And only I am stronger than the great animal. The wild animals may play in the grass on the side of the hill, but the great animal comes and eats the grass next to them. It lies under the bushes. It hides among the plants that grow at the edge of the lake. It rests under the tree that grow near the river. Then it can stay cool because the sun does not shine on it. Even when the river is deep and strong, it is not afraid. The river Jordan may be all round it, but it still feels safe. No one can catch the great animal. No one can catch the great animal. No one can put a ring in its nose and lead it away. You cannot catch a crocodile in the same way that you catch a fish, nor can you tie its mouth to stop it biting you. You cannot fasten a line to its nose, nor can you put a hook in its mouth. It will not ask you to stop being cruel to it, and it will not speak to you politely. It will not agree to work for you, and you cannot make it your slave forever. It is not a friendly animal like a bird that you can keep in your home. And it is not the kind of animal that your children can play with. No one will buy it to sell it, and no one will cut it up and try to sell it in the shops. You cannot put long knives into its skin to catch it, nor can you put a sharp stick into its head to kill it. If you touch it, you will never forget it. It will fight with you, and you will never touch it again. You cannot hope to catch it because it will always be too strong. As soon as you see it, you will be afraid of it. No one is silly enough to wake it. Everyone knows that it is too strong. And I made it. And I made it. So no one will be able to fight against me. There is nothing that I must pay to anyone. Everything in the world is mine. Let me tell you all about this animal. It is strong and it has a large body and powerful legs. Its skin is so thick that no one could remove it, and people are afraid to go near it. Nobody would try to open its mouth. No one who sees its teeth would be very afraid. Its back has very thick skin to save it. There are no spaces into which you could put a knife. Each piece of skin is very near to the next one. Not even hair can pass between them. There is no space between the pieces of skin, and no one can separate them. It makes a loud noise, and its eyes are very bright. Its eyes as red as the sky at dawn. Fire comes from its mouth and sparks out of his mouth. Smoke comes out from his nose. It is like smoke that comes from a fire of wind under a pot. The air that comes from his mouth can light a fire. The flame comes quickly out of its mouth. Its neck is very strong. It frightens people when they see it. There is no weak place anywhere on its skin. Its whole body is as strong as iron. Its front is hard like rock. It is as hard as a stone. Even strong and brave people are afraid when it moves towards them. They run away because it might hit them with his tail. No one can hurt it, even with a sword. None of your sharp weapons can hurt it. It can break iron as easily as a thin stick. It can break bronze as easily as an old piece of wood. Arrows do not frighten it. Stones cannot hurt it. A heavy stick seems to it like a piece of dry grass. It laughs when it hears the sound of a lance. Its stomach is sharp. like bits of a pot that someone has broken. When he moves along, his leaves marks on the ground like a plow. The water seems to boil when it swims in it. When it swims down deep, the water is like a pot of oil. When it moves through the water behind it shines. The water seems to have become white. Nowhere in the world is there anything that is as strong as this animal. And it is not afraid of anything. It is stronger than even the strongest animals. It is like the king of all the wild animals. Then Job replied to the Lord. He said this, I know that you can do all things. Nobody can win against you. You are powerful. You can do anything that you want to do. I do not know much, and you ask me why I talk so much. I have walked about the surprising things that you do, but I did not understand them. You told me to listen and to answer your questions. I had heard about you from other people. Now, I have seen you with my own eyes. So I do not like the things that I said. I sit here in the arches. I am doing that to show to you that I am sorry.